Hi, I'm Dan. I produce under the name DanSully, and this is my first song breakdown of anything I've ever done, so bear with me, this should be fun. I'm breaking down Crash by Simone. If you haven't heard it, this is the last track on Simone's debut EP, Divine Mistakes, which is out everywhere. I executive produced it. I produced 4 of the 7 tracks, and I'm so proud of it. I couldn't be prouder of that project. I'm so proud of Simone. Making that project, like seeing it from like start to finish, was so amazing. So, yeah, if you haven't listened to that whole project, please check it out. This song Crash is probably my favorite song I've ever worked on. Honestly, this is definitely up there, if not my most favorite. I love the whole EP, but this song is the one that like really feels like, you know, a unique sound that is true to what we're trying to get out of, our art. So yeah, this is Crash. We made the song. It was me and Simone at our friends Matt and Cody's house. So it's Matt Palichat, an amazing producer, pianist, filmographer, like everything. That man is so talented. And he lives with Cody House, who is also an amazing guitarist, producer, musician, drummer. These are friends of mine that I went to school with at Cal U, and we've just stayed, in touch. We just see each other. We go to their house. We produce. We make music. So that's been mostly my past year, is just like hanging out with those guys and Simone, just working on music. It's been amazing. So yeah, it was us, me, Simone, Matt, and Cody, and then also Bobby Webster, who is another amazing producer, one of my closest friends. I'll show a little bit about what each person added to this track, but I'll start off with Matt's piano loop. That's enough talking for me. I just get lost in it. I'm sorry, but yeah. So Bobby added a little bit to the piano. I'll play with just Matt's first. So we started with that loop. He was just kind of freestyling, and I told him, just get that loop down, and so we can build the beat off of it, and he got it. Bobby added his little dun, 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 dun. So that little variation only occurs 2 times throughout the whole track. Added these drums. Super simple, just kind of keeps the vibe. I'm gonna mute her vocals for now. So there's little vocal samples that are going on throughout. Brought to you by Bobby Webster. So those are super subtle, like in the actual song. You can kind of get their texture. You can kind of hear them going on, but you think like, it's like, is that Simone or is that like what's going on? So yeah, these are vocal chops that Bobby got, and Bobby is just a master of finding samples, flipping samples, just everything. Just an amazing producer overall. And Bobby and I executive produced Cam Chambers' debut album Prodigal, which came out in November. So if you haven't heard that, please check that out too. That's another project that I put in a lot of time in, and mixed, mastered everything, as well as Divine Mistakes. I did a lot of the mixing and all of the mastering on that project too. So go listen to both them if you haven't yet. I love those projects. Anyways, we have Cody House. I added this guitar, which really just is so beautiful. He added a little. So I got the main guitar in the center, and then I got one that's panning left to right, which is kind of has a chorus on it, a little bit of low end taken out. And I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't know if it messes with phase or sound or anything, but that's another thing, like, about everything I work on is like, I don't know if what I'm doing is correct, most of the time. If it sounds cool or if it's like a cool idea in theory, usually I'll just go for it. And unless it like really alters the track, I'm just gonna keep it in there. So there's a lot of things that I do that I'm not really sure are correct, but if it works for me, it works. Whatever. And then I added this bass. Motto bass is the best bass plugin I've ever encountered. Oh, all right. So here's Ableton crashing, and I'm actually kind of happy that happened because we named the song "Crash" because Ableton crashed, and we were just working on the beat, and I was just like, I'm so sick of Ableton crashing. Like, we just started making the song. When we started making the song, we have a song. It's like, crash, everything crash, everything crash, everything crash, everything crash. And literally, that's every time. I don't know why my Ableton's crashing. I've reported it like a bunch of times. I never hear anything back or whatever. I've tried like deleting some plugins. Who knows? I don't know the real cause of Ableton consistently crashing on me. But the moral of the story is, it crashed that session, and we made it a fun song instead of like being frustrated. And so we just kept that energy for the whole session, and and that's how Crash came to life, honestly, because we named it Crash first, and then Simone started writing Don't Go Too Fast, and my Crash came up with that hook melody, which is so fire. So Motto Bass, probably the best bass plugin I've ever encountered in my whole life, has the most realistic bass sounds out of any BST, which is a virtual instrument. Honestly, I've ever experienced. So shout out to Motto Bass.
Don't go too fast, you gon' crash, you gon'.
And Alex Hines, another one of he produced on Reckless as well on the intro of Divine Mistakes, and he sent me a little bit of additional stuff I could add to the second hook on the song. Some really nice textures, some swell, this little swell thing. I'm gonna cut that right before the switch up, where it goes like to. So just some really nice textures from Alex. So shout out to Alex Hines one time. I love that switch up. So it goes into the jazz section. So this piano part. Yeah, so that piano part, I'll play you the original because the piano is a mixture of Matt Palichat just playing, kind of freestyling, and then the second session, after we went, I live 2 hours away from Pittsburgh, so I'm back and forth between home and Pittsburgh, and the second session was me and Simone just kind of working on it over Zoom. I was just kind of, she wanted Crash to be like a racetrack, driving on a racetrack, and then the pit stop is like a jazz club. So I was like, word. And I started working on Matt's little freestyles, trying to clean it up, make it into like something that could work with the beat. And I'll play you, well, first I'll get into that later, but first I'll play the original, Matt's original piano. So you can hear a lot of it's the same. A lot of it's just kind of nudged or moved, and then the parts that are very different, I just added on my own on the piano. And then so I added the walking bass line with it, with the revised piano. this jazz brush kit loop. I can't remember what his name is, but here are all my kits over here. It was BB brush sample pack, and I'll share the video I found where he links the whole jazz drum kit for free. It's just a bunch of brushes. A lot of it's loops, a lot of it's one hits. So I used both the loops and I used the one hits for when I programmed the drums. So this is the loop I used, and then I faded that in with the volume when that part started. And here are the drums I programmed with it. A lot of these drums are programmed with Simone's vocals to like go with her vocals. So I had some ideas. I had basically this part of it just duplicated, but in the next part, like her vocals, they kind of dance around her vocals, leaving that space. So all together, it's just jazz. And there you have it, jazz. But yeah, so my favorite part in the whole, I was working all the way over here. That's the thing about the large sessions. Sometimes you just get lost, and I don't even realize what part I'm working on. But this is my favorite part in the whole beat. Is I added this little piano embellishment along with these octaves. All keyscape, by the way. Keyscape is. I got Jake Barber on the sax, ladies and gentlemen. So he sent me 3 full takes. Jake and I have been working together on stuff for about 4 years. Went to school with him. Amazing saxophonist, one of the best musicians I know, period. We have a little jazz EP called Solo Meets Barber. It's like kind of jazz and hip hop. Very similar style to this, honestly. Yeah, so he sent me like 3 full takes, and that's a lot of times how we'll work together. He'll send me takes, and I'll just kind of pick my favorite parts, put them in. And sometimes I'll just use like a full take of whatever, so always different, but it's always seamless working with Jake. I love working with that man. So yeah, I added a little bit of licks during Simone's vocals, and then he's got like the full outro by himself, but yeah, so this is that part. Anyway, back to this little embellishment. You can ask Simone, like when we were on Zoom and I added that part, I like literally just could not get over that little part. I was geeking out. I was so happy. And it's just like the little things. So, but yeah, that's it's basically that. And then some of the stuff I did with her vocals, because I mixed and mastered this track also. With first of all this little outro glitch thing. Super quiet what is going on in the outro with Jake Sax. Yeah, super subtle, just kind of like atmospheric. So with her beginning of her thing, I gave it that little filter. One of Ableton's EQ is called Midnight, and then I just kind of automated it going back to normal, like. Yeah, and then also the 2 fasts are so good. We got this too fast going left, pan 20, or my bad, pan 25 right.
Too fast.
With this one, 25 left.
Too fast.
This one, 50 right.
Fast.
And then this 50 left.
Too fast.
And all together.
Too fast. I'm feeling like dark chocolate red wine. Maybe we'd save time. Going far as we can. Blushing crazy, rushing, make.
That is Crash by Simone, with the I being exclamation point because darn, she is talented. I'm so proud of that project. Divine Mistakes is out everywhere. Go listen, you know. I plan on doing more of these, you know, if it works out, you know. If I have people watching this, you know, let me know what song I've produced that you would like to see a breakdown of. I'll probably just do them a bunch anyway. It should be on YouTube and Instagram TV or something. I don't know. I'm winging it, you know. But yeah, much love, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. All right, peace and love.